What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new update on the Liverpool investment and takeover process, because we have breaking news that Steven Paiuka, who was unsuccessful with a bid to buy Chelsea last year, he is interested in investing Liverpool FC. So we will have all the details of that and many more, including the big preview of the Liverpool-Manchester United game tomorrow. I think it's an absolutely pivotal game. Man United are the most informed team in the Premier League, probably alongside Arsenal. Let me know in the comments below, what is your prediction? Do you think Liverpool will beat Man United at Anfield tomorrow? I think we must beat them if we want to get into the top 4, but we need to at least get a draw and also put in a good performance so we can build on our decent run of getting 4 clean sheets in a row. But Man United are really dangerous on the counter-attack, and Marcus Rashford is the most informed player in the league. So Steven Paiuka is 68 years old, a billionaire investor of the USA, and he has a portfolio of sports clubs that he invested in. So he is part owner or co-owner of Atalanta in the Serie A. He also is the part owner or co-owner of NBA's franchise Boston Celtics, who have the most NBA titles, I think, and his wealth is in part to being co-chairperson with Bain Capital, in an investment firm with vast amounts of money, with billions of dollars of investment. And Paiuka has actually admitted that he considered a move for Liverpool roughly at the time when FSG bought Liverpool. He said, I looked at Liverpool about 15 years ago when they had that situation. I can't talk specifically about any transactions we are working on because of confidentiality agreements, but obviously we are aware of those transactions. The questions on those transactions in general is, what price level do we think is sustainable? Obviously the Chelsea process, which received a record price, has probably motivated people to try and monetize clubs that they have owned for a long time, and we are certainly in a period where values have been driven up. Anyone who buys a football club has to assess the economic opportunity, how much money we have to put in to keep up the quality, and what that will cost you. That is what we do in everything we are looking at, and that's the problem. I think Chelsea's valuation was too high. Chelsea for £2.5 billion was a brilliant price, not for the current Chelsea owner, but for Roman Abramovich or whoever that money went to. I'm not sure, but I think Liverpool and Man United have been probably surprised by the lack of big offers, or the lack of offers that they deemed to be a sellable price. People wanted £5 billion for Man United, 4 or £3.5 billion for Liverpool. But I don't think they are worth that much, because even with Liverpool producing record almost 600 million revenues, we only made a profit of 7.5 million. And yes, Liverpool spend all of their money on wages and player transfers, and that's what actually most football clubs do. It's not a business which turns a huge profit. For investors, the big money lies in purchasing a football club and then later selling that football club for big profit, and not the turnover and the revenues that that football club produces, because not many football clubs produce record revenues. Maybe Benfica or Ajax, who generate huge amounts of revenue for after selling a lot of young players. But in English football, in the Premier League, there are so many competitive teams that you can't operate on a sell to buy budgets and make it sustainable and also win trophies, unless you have a genius manager like Jurgen Klopp. And also, unless you invest absolutely perfectly, almost every transfer has to be spot on, and that's what Liverpool have been doing. But I think we need serious investment, and I really hope that a serious businessman like Paiuka would buy a percentage of a Liverpool FC, so that money can be put into the summer transfer budget, because Liverpool need at least 250 million to spend in the summer. And this interest is really good, because now multiple parties have been hinting at purchasing a percentage of Liverpool FC. We had in midweek the US media giant Liberty Media, who is the owners of the Formula One whole franchise. And by the way, the Formula One kicks off this weekend. My girlfriend is a big Ferrari fan, so we will be watching the Formula One races. Let me know if you watch any of the Formula One. And also now that Steven Payuka also came out and basically confirmed that he's interested and he's looking at investing in Liverpool FC. Hopefully more and more people will come out and say that they are interested in Liverpool, because that will be a good thing. And what is encouraging is that Payuka has bought a percentage of Atalanta 1 year ago, and since then Atalanta have remained very competitive in the Serie A, and they also are playing in Europe almost every season. And since purchasing a part of Atalanta, Payuka and Atalanta in total invested 106 million euros in that 1 year on new signings. So that is encouraging for Liverpool, because if Atalanta, who have only a fraction of the budget that Liverpool have and the revenue that Liverpool have, can invest 106 million euros in 1 year, then hopefully Liverpool can invest 250 million after a percentage of Liverpool is sold to an investor. And Trent Alexander-Arnold also gave a fascinating, brilliant interview saying that the Liverpool players are desperately and bitterly disappointed at how this season has been turning out so far, because at the summer I don't think anybody thought Liverpool will be out of all the competitions in February, and basically we are, bar a mathematical miracle, out of the Champions League as well, and we are out of the Premier League title race, and we are scraping by to get into the top 4. We are 6 points behind Tottenham with a game in hand. So losing to Man United is not an option, because if we lose to Man United and Tottenham win at Wolves, Liverpool will find themselves 9 points behind the top 4, and that will be just too much. Trent Alexander-Arnold said, of course, as a team, we at Liverpool, we would have hoped to have had a much better season, to be in the title race and in and around trying to win the title, but that hasn't been the case this season. It's one of those, we will assess what really went wrong and what happened at the end of the season. It's not one for dissecting during the middle of the year. We've got to focus on the task ahead, and our targets have probably changed a bit. We still want the top 4, and that is what we all want as a team, as players, as a club. That is where we need to be, and we need to give everything we can to make sure we are in the Champions League next year. There is always a weird transition period in the season where you are sort of in between targets. Whether you can push for the league or you are fighting for the top 4, there is always a weird air about it. But I think now we fully understand what our task is now, and it's got to be getting in the top 4. That's our aim, that's our target, and we are clear in our vision. That is what we are aiming for. And as a team, we think it's achievable, and as a team, we just need to go there and produce it, and that starts with us. We started out with a good set of results, and that the last 4 league games especially, and that it's obviously a big game on Sunday, and Liverpool need to produce a great performance, because Man United are the most informed team, and under Ten Hag they are each week improving, and they are well drilled tactically, and they have really good attacking players. Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, they can all hurt Liverpool. So really I hope that Liverpool turn up and play to their maximum, because that's what will be needed, and the crowd will be hopefully up for it as well, with a really ferocious and vocal crowd behind the Liverpool team. Hopefully we can beat Man United. We really need to get at them and get an early lead and push them back, and don't let them counterattack. Liverpool's defense need to be much better, and Liverpool's midfield need to be spot on as well. So I'm really looking forward to the game. And Jurgen Klopp is as shocked as anybody at Liverpool that Liverpool are yet to be awarded a penalty this season. Last season Liverpool had 8 penalties. This season we are already like 60-65% completed in terms of the Premier League games, and yet Liverpool still have no penalties. Even though Liverpool are 3rd in possession, we get 57% possession, and also shots taken, 391 shots taken by Liverpool. That's also 3rd in the Premier League, and yet no penalties, even though we are in the opposition's box so many times. Jurgen Klopp said even though Liverpool have the 3rd most possession, the 3rd most shots on goal, stats wise we are there, we are often in the opposition box, so I have no clue how that can happen, that we didn't get a penalty yet, but it happened. Let's carry on. But I really hope that now the referees will be a little bit more lenient with Liverpool, because it's not right that Liverpool didn't get a penalty. We had so many opportunities, so many incidents where the referees waved away penalty appeals, and it's not right that other clubs are getting penalties and Liverpool get none. Absolutely zero. Yet after Arsenal and Man City, Liverpool are the third. Liverpool have the third best attack. We are the third most possession-based team, and also we have the third most shots on goal, and yet Liverpool don't get any penalties. How can that be right? Somebody tell me. And I think Moises Caicedo is going to stay at Brighton in the summer, because Fabrizio Romano just announced that Caicedo has signed a new deal with Brighton, valid until 2027. And he gets a big pay rise, and probably that's why he wanted to leave Brighton, because he was earning very low wage, considering that he has been one of the best players of Brighton in the last 1 or 2 years. And at Arsenal or at Chelsea, those two clubs wanted to buy Caicedo. He would have earned a lot more money. But Caicedo said no to even £70 million from Arsenal in the January transfer window, and Caicedo, for staying, probably got rewarded with a big pay rise. And I think if Brighton can reject 70 million for Caicedo, then it's not worth pursuing him, because then with a new 4-year contract, they will ask for £100 million in the summer transfer window. So I don't think anybody is going to buy Moises Caicedo in the summer. But he's still only, I think, 21 years old, so he has a lot of time to develop and grow. And Brighton and Brighton are actually good in this, that they want to achieve European football. They want to finish in the top 6, top 7, whatever is needed for Brighton to finish in a European place, and then they can attack European football next season, which would be a huge achievement for Brighton, because I don't remember Brighton ever qualifying for Europe in the last 20-25 years. And Trent Alexander-Arnold also pointed out that Liverpool cannot only focus on Marcus Rashford. He said the only thing that's really changed is Marcus Rashford has probably scored a lot more recently, but he's the same player, he's always a threat, and I'm sure he will be a threat on Sunday. It will be a tough game, but it's one I'm looking forward to, and it will be a good test. It's difficult to stop Rashford. He's a player who's got a lot of weapons in his arsenal, but I think it's more of a team effort. It won't be just a one-on-one thing. They will have more than just Marcus going forward. It's a team thing, and as long as the team wins on Sunday, that's all I'm bothered about. But Trent should be bothered about his defending, because it hasn't been up to the required standard in the whole season this season. I think he has improved his performances in the last 3 or 4 games, but he needs to sustain that level and hopefully improve even more. Otherwise, Marcus Rashford will absolutely roast Trent. If he's caught upfield and Marcus Rashford can run at our defense, that's a recipe for disaster. He's so fast, so skillful, he's really strong, and we need at least 2 players to mark Marcus Rashford when he has the ball. And I'm sure that Man United will sit back and play on the counter-attack and utilize the pace of Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, and hit Liverpool on the counter. So we need to be on our A game defensively, and that's why I really hope that the players who play in front of Trent will be able to cover for him. I don't want Henderson anywhere near our first team, or if he is playing, then Henderson needs to get an instruction not to bump forward too much and not to get into the opposition box, because sometimes Henderson is our furthest player forward. I don't know what he's thinking in that time, that he's thinking he's a striker and he's joining in the attack, then we lose the ball and then he has to run all the way back up the pitch, and by the time he does that, the opposition either score or create a big chance that he's never going to get back and help out Trent Alexander-Arnold, and also to help out cover the space behind Trent Alexander-Arnold when Trent goes forward. That's a recipe for disaster. Henderson is a liability, and I don't want him anywhere near the first team. My starting lineup would be probably Bajcetic, Fabinho, and maybe Harvey Elliott. I really liked that midfield against Wolves. And Paul Merson also said that I would be surprised if Man United lost to Liverpool. That's how good they have been recently. The way Man United are playing, they will take the game to Liverpool. They are excellent on the counter. Their players seem to make the right decisions whenever they break. United will want Liverpool to have a go at them so that they can hit them on the counter. Jurgen Klopp's side could play right into Man United's hands on Sunday. Marcus Rashford will be looking to put Trent under pressure, much like Vinicius Jr. did in the Champions League a couple of weeks ago. If Man United beat Liverpool, their confidence will be sky high and they will keep themselves in the title race for now. A win would be massive for Liverpool, as they will get closer to the top 4 with that. a couple of successive wins could be huge for them. Erik ten Hag seemed to know exactly how to handle his players. Tactically, he's very good. In the League Cup final, his substitutions were spot on. He made the right decisions. He killed the game at the right time by making some really good defensive substitutions. It just shows you that the club needs a good manager to maximize their potential. For Liverpool, Mo Salah hasn't been as good this season as he has been before signing a new contract. Teams are always looking to silence Salah, and that puts him at a disadvantage. Having said that, I wouldn't sell him at the end of the season because unless Liverpool are sure they can get an upgrade, there is no point in selling Salah. But I do believe that there are plenty of players in Liverpool's midfield who need to go. All their Premier League rivals will strengthen in the summer. Liverpool will need to keep up. And Paul Merson actually is predicting Man United to win 2-1. I really hope that he's wrong, because that would be a major upset and also major setback for Liverpool after getting some form, getting into some momentum, keeping 4 clean sheets in a row. It's really important that we maintain that momentum. Because after the Man United game, we play Bournemouth away, then Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal. So we have an absolutely hugely difficult fixture list in the Premier League. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm a little bit afraid and dreading it as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.